Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. This is where we answer all of your questions about puppyhood. I'm Bethany.
And I'm Sparky from the Puppy Academy. We're excited you're here. And now, let's get to the show.
We are doing Ask a Puppy Trainer Show, episode number 202. Yes, sorry we missed last week, both for different reasons. And we are going to dive into questions. So if you could put them below. We need age and breed of your puppy. And this is... Who is this?
Honey.
This is Honey. Oh, hello, Honey. I'm going to work with you later.
See her little flower?
Look at her little flower. It's so cute.
She's like, I'm gonna bite you.
She's so cute. I'm gonna bite you. I'm waiting for the adorable bite. I can handle
And
it.
as anyone who's been to our show before knows, please throw in your questions in the chat if you guys want us to answer them. And if we're answering your question from the paper and you're here listening, throw a follow-up in the chat. We love going back and forth. It feels a lot more personal that way.
She's so cute.
Did you say what episode we're on?
Look, 202. Yes, I
missed
did.
all that?
Look at that little belly. Okay, read.
Okay. All right, Megan Marabella, 11-week-old Cavapoo. Not 11 weeks old though. What age should you start leaving your puppy home alone in their crate? I mean,
As soon as you need to.
yeah, you can do it whenever you need to. I mean, we also recommend not leaving your home and your puppies in the crate too. Like not as like a you shouldn't leave your home, but we do all of it. We put our crates in separate rooms from where we are. You are just going for that armpit. I put on deodorant. What are you doing? Give me a complex over here. We do crating where the crate's in the bedroom. We're as far away from the crate as possible. We do crating where we're home in the living room, puppy's in the bedroom crate. We have puppy in the crate and we leave for an hour or two if that's how long your puppy can hold it for. Mm-hmm. We recommend doing it as soon as you can, and you want to do all different versions of it. It's very quick. Your puppy will quickly associate crate with negativity if you only crate them when you leave. So we recommend doing it both when you're there and when you're not there.
Yep.
And overnight.
I think this dog is part human.
You like, what the?
Hi.
She licked her paw too when you did it.
Okay. Which is actually probably a sign of a little bit of discomfort.
And stress.
Like, why are you doing that? Can you just go back to scratching my belly,
You know
please?
what that reminds me of?
Like, I don't know why I'm here.
That's the Weimaraner lean. Weimaraners.
Oh, the leaners. Oh, yeah.
Or when they sit in the couch and they look like they're reclining in the couch. Every Weimaraner in existence does it.
I worked with a client. He would go to his dog bed, get his blanket, go to the couch, put the blanket over him, and do this.
You kidding?
And I said, I was like, oh my God, did you teach him that? They're like, no, he's done it since he was a puppy. No joke. It's hilarious.
We say that dogs don't rationalize human thoughts.
But we're like, wow, wait a minute.
Dogs are evolving. All right.
All right, I've got a question on the gram.
Zegran.
Okay. Hitsvara 51. How do I teach my golden to leave my home for more than a few hours? The golden is 13 months old. Do you mean you leave your golden at home? Leave my golden home. No, golden to leave my home. Well, if you want him to get a job, I can't help you with that. We're not that advanced, Sparky and I.
When you teach it though, and you know how to, you let us know. We want to learn.
But I'm assuming you mean,
Little Spark.
Little Spark.
Oh, hi, Spark.
Little Spark. I just saw Spark too.
But Hitsvara, I'm assuming you mean like you leave, or I'm just misreading it, which is completely and totally possible.
Let's just pretend like it's when she leaves.
Yeah, that you are trying to leave your golden home alone for a few hours. Is your puppy crate trained? Is your dog, because it's a dog at this point, it's not like a puppy.
11 weeks.
Leave my golden home. No, 13 months old. Oh. Do you crate your puppy? Dog? Adolescent dog?
Maybe she's trying to get away from the crating of her puppy.
Maybe.
How do I start implementing not using the crate for my puppy? Well, one, they have to be...
Wait.
What?
They didn't say any of that. You're just...
Oh, I'm going in my own path.
No, let's wait.
Sorry, my brain's in 30 places right now.
So, Hitsvara, why don't you let us know a little bit more detail? Are you crating your dog? Have you been crating? Is it destructive in crate? Like, what's the issue? Is it barking like crazy, peeing everywhere? You know, we need... Oh, okay. So you were right. Yes, crate. When do I stop? Not a 13-month-old golden. For me, I think you're still in the window where you were right. What? Don't say that. I focus so much time and
I
energy
needed to win this week.
to showing him that he's very rarely right, because that's the only way he's tolerable.
You told me I gotta win this week.
The only way he's tolerable. Fine, that's your win. That's your one win that you get. For me, dogs just not old enough. You're still in this window of time where they can get very chewy, very impulsive. You have a breed that loves to have something in their mouth all the time. And so I would wait it out like another 6 months, honestly, before I started doing small periods of time. I think my big question would be, is your puppy a perfect angel when you're home alone and they have free time?
That was my question too.
Yeah, does your dog never get into anything when you're just sitting, hanging out, not paying any attention, and your dog is super respectful of everything, doesn't scratch at the pillows or hump the pillows or chew on the chair leg or pick things up off the ground or sniff around the kitchen? Those are things that you've got to work on while you're home as well for the next 6 months to have a chance at feeling comfortable and safe with your dog out of crate. I personally am never a fan of dogs spending time roaming an entire home without supervision. I always want some type of containment, a bedroom. If it's not a crate, I have dogs in the bedroom. I'm just not a fan of the full home situation for a number of reasons I won't get into. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Only issue is humping. Apart from that, he's chill. He's not
but
chewy.
humping is dominant too.
Yeah, it's dominant.
So that's probably worse than chewing and just like casual jumping up. That's an adolescent dog who's now getting a little bit dominant too, testing boundaries. So that's definitely a boundary that you do not want to let him out of the crate when you're gone for.
Or using it as excitement. Sometimes the excitement can lead to dominance, but I would say, just give it another 6 months. That way you're getting through a lot of the hormonal highs and lows, because that's the thing. He might be great for 2 months and then have something happen. And I do mean like hormonally, and then decide to be a guard dog, and you can't come back from that easily. So just give it a little bit more time. That's what I would say.
It's easy to wait. It's hard to reverse bad progress.
Yes, exactly. And at your dog's age, it's like sending a 13-year-old, out into the world without, a curfew and
15-year-old with an unlimited credit card.
That was terrible. All right. Smeets Lure says, we've got a Mini Aussie, 13 weeks old. So this is a baby. We're having friends over for the first time. What's the best way to handle this? Should we let the friends greet the puppy? Should he stay in crate? Ooh, I've got my thing. Do you want to take it first, or do you want me to?
I'd be curious. Sorry, I was spaced out for that.
Oh, it's all right. Australian Shepherd, 13-week-old, people over for the first time. What do?
That's a baby. That's a little baby. I'm not going to just let them go up and greet those people, because if I do, they're just going to jump up me crazy. You're going to get a lot of energy. I'd probably use it as a training moment. I don't even think I'd let them go up to that person until I can confirm that I can get some focus from my puppy. They're taking a little bit of food.
She likes you.
Just give her to me. She just wants to bury her head in my armpit or bite my arm. One of the two.
She's biting.
She's biting me.
It's a gentle bite.
Go ahead, take it over.
What I was going to say is I totally agree. And so this is what I would do. I would not, personally, I would not expect a 13-week-old to go to place and sit and wait at the door while I answer the door.
Without leash.
Yeah. Well, even in general, unless I've been working really diligent, like I probably wouldn't do that till like 5 or 6 months old. But what I would do is I would put the puppy in crate, let everybody in, but I would do it slowly. So what do I mean by that? Even if my puppy is in the bedroom in crate, if I hear any barking at any stage of the process, I'm going to pause the process. That's really important, and settle the puppy down first. What I would honestly do is, if they're coming like in a few days, go ahead and desensitize the doorbell and the door knocking, where have a friend or, someone do it, or you can do it yourself, where you're just like, knock, 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 throw food. Knock, 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 throw food at the puppy. Ring the doorbell, throw food at the puppy. Or a ring on your phone, like if it's a Ring camera and it goes through your phone, set that up and do that noise over and over again, like 20 to 30 times, 3 times a day for the next 3 days till they come over this weekend, whatever it is. Really desensitize that initial noise. And then yeah, I would just crate the puppy, in my bedroom like normal till everybody comes in, calms down, says hi to me first. Then I would bring my puppy out on leash, ask everybody to ignore the puppy and just get a little focus. Like he said, it's not going to be anything major. I would probably do come and run backwards and give a piece of food, and then let the puppy go out and look at the strangers again on leash, run backwards, come puppy, come. Good piece of food. And then once I got that, I'd kind of try to slow things down a little bit, maybe do some place targeting if you've already taught place, but just let the puppy sniff them. It doesn't matter that your puppy's friendly. I personally, if I have control in my home, I don't want everyone to go, right away. If I have control over this interaction, I want to make it a calmer one. So I want to encourage curiosity first and not reward crazy happy puppy. So I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to let my puppy just sniff you guys. If you guys could just hang tight for a minute and don't give him any feedback whatsoever. Puppy sniff, 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 maybe jumps up a little bit, no big deal, recall, good, sit, food, break. Go sniff again and let the dog feel really comfortable about sniffing, and then ask the guest to just drop their hands calmly and then pet. And if the puppy starts to get crazy, you've got him on leash, no big deal. Just be like, oh, I'm just going to pull him away. Just pull him away. Try to regain his attention again. If you can't at that point, crate for 15 minutes, bring them back out again and really turn it into a training opportunity. And once you don't want to do that anymore, you have a choice. You can give him a Kong filled with some goodies that you prepped earlier that day. See if he'll just hang out in the corner and do that. If he can't, if it's a crazy happy doodle really fixated on the guest, you need to crate the puppy so you guys can just hang out and relax until you bring the puppy out to hang out again. That's my full picture scenario of just what I would do personally. Would you change anything about what I said?
No. We're trying to move away from instant gratification.
Yeah.
When humans come in, puppies are allowed to greet them. We're rewarding that type of energy they have, but we're rewarding what we're going to get in 6 months to a year. Mm-hmm. So if we reward high energy, we're asking for high energy. Some people like the puppy energy when they're younger because it's kind of cute when a little guy jumps. Honey jumps, it'd kind of still be cute. Mm-hmm. In 6 months when Honey's much bigger and more round, it's not going to be as fun because she can knock us down. So it's just one of those things that we teach it when they're young so we don't have to be corrective when they're older.
Yeah.
Setting up good boundaries, good structure.
Why don't we go ahead and put Honey away? I have a feeling
she's just been gnawing on my thumb for about 30 seconds.
But guys, remember we talk about biting all the time? And so in the beginning, she started with just that gentle mouthing. Yeah. That's just because she's teething and she's got nothing to do. So that's why we weren't correcting it. Every time I get an Aussie puppy in here, we're like, knock it off within 5 seconds because it's not nice chewing. It's, I want to bite you.
It starts as a teething and then it's squishy. Hard bite. That last one was pretty hard though.
Was it?
I let her get away with a few. Yeah, last one left a mark.
She lasted for almost 20 minutes. That's longer than most puppies.
True.
Okay, I'm going to do another one off of, this is off of the last question. So Megan, I swear I'm not skipping you. Oh, we actually just did your question. Megan, we can go back and talk about you for a second. Talk with you, not about you, for a second. We actually answered your question first.
Don't talk about her.
Talk about her. Okay, Sparking Adventures said, what if you have a friend that's overly enthusiastic with greeting puppies? Should we wait and crate? What's the expected behavior when we greet this friend?
I want it. Oh, it's mine.
Aw, man. I was like, because I answered the last question. Where did it go in?
I have a piece of paper that I can literally hang up on the outside of my door that I will do when family comes over, which is do not look, talk, or touch the puppy until given permission by me or my wife. Because that to me is a huge window and great opportunity for training. I also have asked friends before when they've come in and they've shown high energy. I'm like, whoa. Can you settle down? Keep the energy low. We're training our puppy.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to put him in crate.
And when they're like, yeah, no, I'm like, okay, cool.
Put him in.
And I disappear for a few minutes. I come back out and an hour, like 20 minutes later, it's, well, where's the dog? Are they outside potting? I'm like, no, they're going to be in crate for the next hour and a half because I can't train them around you. You guys can't hang. So we just kind of have to do what's best for the dog. So that's a conversation that I will actually have with friends, family, and even just random people coming over because it's really important that your dog still sees you first as a person to look to for direction and the people second after you've released them to say hello.
Yep. And here's the thing. If anybody has any problems with that, then don't do it. It's cool. It's fine. But just so you know our perspective, I'm going to be living with this dog for the next, 10 to 15 years if I'm lucky. And so for me, it's like the same with my kid. If there is someone that I know is a bad influence on my kid, I'm going to try to mitigate that best I can, especially when they're on the younger side. They're like a puppy and I can control everything. I'm going to control everything as long as I can. And so for me, it's the exact same thing. So if you put it in that perspective, your job is to raise a child, protect a child, like all those things.
Advocate for their space and boundaries.
Yes, I feel the same way about dogs and puppies, and he does too. So that's where we're coming from, just FYI.
Just so you know, we do also give the advice when owners like, but she's 4 pounds and she's a little chihuahua and she just jumps up on the ankle.
Okay.
If you're cool with it, we're cool with it. We're just giving you our take. And if you had a chihuahua, would you let her jump up on a shin?
Yeah, I absolutely.
I gotta be honest, she had Happy and
I absolutely would. Girl. But if the person, because this is what the issue was with Spark's question, if the person is really getting her riled up, this would happen with Happy. Happy would start to bark, and I'd be like, hey, like, knock it off, not as a puppy, but as she got older, I would absolutely tell her to knock it off, but I'm also going to do a better job at controlling the environment because I'm the leader, and if I can't control my guest, my dog's not going to listen to me. She's going to see that. They're not stupid. They see what you can and can't control. And so if I can't control my guest, if my guest can't knock it off, I have absolutely several times put Happy away in crate because of the energy. And Dave, if you're watching this, you know I'm talking about you.
It's always Dave.
The energy that Dave would create.
Uncle Steve.
He lives in Austin now. He's never going to see this. Okay, so anyway.
I'm not really talking about you, Uncle Steve. I have an Uncle Steve. I'm not actually talking about you.
And so anyway, I would absolutely give her breaks. And then when I would bring her back out, I'd be like, hey, do you want to get on the ground and play with her with a toy? Because that's the only way I'm going to bring her back out. If you can't chill out and stop treating her like you're wrestling with a pit bull, because it would make her crazy. And then she'd get really anxious and worked up. So you got to do what's best for your dog. That's where we're coming from. If you guys think that's silly or overkill, then fine, don't listen to us. I don't care.
I'm going to give you an example that's going to make you think it's less silly. I have 2 dogs. I have 1 dog, and Ladybug is about 11. She is still a dog that has a flip switch on people coming in her home. If she greets them right off the bat and they're going to reach down and pet her, she will automatically go into territorial defensive mode, take 3 steps back, go into a stance, hold her ground, and bark and growl. The difference being if she's on place for the first 2 minutes. People come in, we get all of our hugs in, she has to wait there on place. Our dog who just passed could even get up and greet them, but she had to wait. When her whining and her yodel stopped, she would yodel.
Yodel.
That's what it sounds like.
Pity.
It's intense. When the yodels and the whining cut back significantly, we could then release her off of place and she would go up, sniff them, and they could put out a hand for her to sniff, which she would have growled at before, and they can eventually even pet her. It's such a different switch because she's coming at them with high energy when she initiates the greeting versus the low energy that I've conditioned and trained when she settles on place.
And that's really common. Arousal creates reactivity issues. So you don't have any issues with your 13-week-old puppy. But if you start to set the precedence that people come in and it's like woohoo fun and everybody gets riled up and happy, as they become a real dog, which happens through adolescence, they will change. And then you don't want to have to go back and try to retrain your foundation.
4 to 6 months, 8 to 10 months, and 12 to 16 months. There isn't one stage. They go through 3 big ones.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the 12-month one, by the way, is the most likely to create reactivity, dominance, and aggression between 12 and 16 months, because I believe that's when they're coming into adult testosterone and estrogen.
All right, Megan, just to kind of recap on that, and then TikTok, we're going to go to you. 11-week-old Cavapoo won't fall asleep outside of crate. Oh, so she kind of got more details for us. She'll entertain herself chewing on toys, but doesn't ever fully settle. Is this something to be concerned about? Oh, is this different? Yeah, this is, Megan, you got in 2 questions. So we did answer the question you sent in first, and then we'll go ahead and do this one. So 11-week-old Cavapoo won't fall asleep outside of crate. So 11 weeks old, Cavapoos are nuts. Like we love them and we recommend them, especially for owners.
We recommend Cavaliers.
Yeah. Cavaliers. A Cavapoo is kind of just like a Cavalier on steroids. So, and what I mean by that is they're just much more happy and driven and crazy.
Poodles are driven work animals who they even use for hunting. Yeah. That's how driven they are.
That's why so many miniature poodles are in shows. Because they can work all day long learning tricks and performing for people. And that takes a lot. And those are the minis, and then the big ones go out and hunt all day, or at least they used to. So anyway, my point is just that it's a great dog. It's a great breed mix, but it can be more challenging than you would expect on the energy spectrum. So for me, I would want to know, there's a couple things. I just want to say first off that that's not unusual. So if you're dealing with that, it might be many months of practicing calm, because calm doesn't come naturally to your puppy. It might be many months of structure as you build impulse control and you do more crating than the lazy, golden retriever or I should say Labrador retriever. You might have to do more crating, than some other dogs that you've had in the past until you kind of reach some adolescence where you can have a little bit more accountability and you can add in more of an element of working with your dog, because I'm assuming you're probably staying in to a certain degree.
Accountability is going to be being able to regulate and kind of downplay some of the big energy that she's showing you.
Tell her no in a way that's valuable, and it'll land a little better. Like we wouldn't use it really now.
You got to have a good foundation for no to land. That means you have to have a lot of repetitions in a certain command. So if you say no and default to that command, your dog understands how to move to it.
Yeah. And you might be staying inside now because of vaccinations, and so there's not a lot of fulfillment for your hunting dog mix, like no joke. And so I just want you to remember those things. So make sure you're adding a lot of mental work. When I say mental work, I don't mean a freaking puzzle toy. People, can you stop?
I was going to ask you if that's what you're talking about.
With the puzzle toys that don't teach any, leadership or guidance or.
By the way, half those toys, they just hit them and slam them on the ground until all the pockets open.
Happy would break them. I'd be like, oh my God.
I got Cheyenne when she stepped on it and broke it.
Yeah, it's Happy would like break her teeth or break the toy to get the food out. And I thought I was doing good, and I really wasn't. But anyway, I'm not saying that they're never appropriate. That's not what I'm saying. Well, it might be what he's saying, but it's just not the go-to. That's what people think. Oh, I need to get puzzle toys. No, you need to get your dog outside and go do stuff with them. And you need to find a way to tell them no, even with a puppy. Now, the way I would do that with a puppy, and the way we do it, and the way we teach it in our program, which is on the puppyacademy.com online school, and you tap on the little online school link. The way that we do that in the program is to segue and then back, is to teach thresholds. And we teach thresholds through blocking and using the crate door, the front door, the back door, our body language, teaching them to wait for their food, teaching them how to not only go to place for a piece of food, woohoo fun, but then reset themselves on place through body language. That type of communication is the dog's first language. That's body language. And so we're using spatial pressure to teach impulse control, which is mental work, rather than just come sit food, come sit food, come sit food, which is not mental work. Your little sponge learned that in 2 sessions. And you need to adapt and layer on and add impulse control to it. So for me, I'm like, well, is it work time, play time, and then break time, and then practicing your dog being on leash next to you and ignoring your dog? What do? Maybe they need a little nylabone, or maybe they just can't do it, and that's okay, and crate them. But I just want to get your mind thinking, Megan, and really start seeing your dog as a dog, not the cute little fluff ball in front of you.
You're working on earned affection. So everything up until now has been instant gratification. Come good food, sit good food, place good food. Now you're trying to teach them to work harder and longer to earn the same amount of food. I mean, not like a 6-month-old dog would. We're talking, instead of sit, break food, sit, break food. It's sit, good food, then break. You're adding in one extra element of stationary, but you're still rewarding pretty quick.
And building focus. Yeah, and guys, start separating your marker word from your food, for the love of God.
Hello, Bethany.
Say good. Pause. then deliver food. Or say good without your hand in the bait bag, like relaxed. Good. Pause. Reach in the bag.
This is
deliver food.
so hard for people.
So many problems happen because your puppy has learned everything in a week, and then you spend a week accidentally building drive because you're still going good piece of food, instead of good, pause, 5 other commands, good, pause, then the piece of food. Guys, you gotta start phasing out the food and creating a pause between the marker and the food delivery. And you'll do so much better because you're all accidentally building drive.
What are you trying to condition? Do you want a dog who has high drive that you're going to play fetch with 2-3 hours a day? Do you want a dog that can hang out on the couch, that can chill by your feet? It's not even a trick question. Some people really do want to take their dog out to the field.
Very few.
But some of you guys are out there. If you guys are those people, you are feeding into instant gratification to build drive. For all the ones that are like me, who are lazy when they get off work and want to go home and do a 25, 30-minute walk max and maybe 10, 15 minutes of training with the new puppy, and then be able to sit on the couch with them by my feet, taking their dinner in 2 or 3 increment kibbles for 20 minutes, that's what we're doing because we want calm. We want a calmer dog. That's how we get it.
All right, let's grab a TikTok question.
There's so many TikTok questions here. I'm just going to give it to you.
Sure. Puppy excitement when people walk past us on the walks. Chloe, what should I do in the moment?
What's the question?
4 to 5 month old rescue. People are walking by and their puppy is really excited. You're too close to the stimulus.
Too close. Your puppy could be too young, just not ready for that. You are trying to work far enough away from other dogs to where you can still maintain focus from your puppy. And they take food. That second part is more important than the first one. They can look at you, but they're still glancing at dog. You're not far enough away. When you're far enough away that you can actually get focused and your puppy pays attention to you and takes your food, you can incrementally get a little bit closer. Over 4 to 6 months. No, okay. 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 days, depending on how good your dog is. And as you get a little bit closer, eventually, when you can walk by another dog, but your puppy still shows a lot of focus, you'll do something called a bubble out, which is pulling them back slightly so they're lined up with your hip and your thigh, and then you're stepping in front of them and kind of creating like a little turn motion. It's like hitting your turn signal, and your car just naturally follows it. You bubble out. You create a little space around, sorry, you can't see it. Bubble out, create a little space around the person, and as they're passing by, cut right back in. You're kind of just passing by each other.
But that's
advanced.
But that's a luxury. For now, you're doing 180s. You're crossing the street. It's all about you. And sorry, I know you're over here. It's all about you, and that's what you want to create. You can do greeting, huh?
How old's the dog? 4 to 6 weeks?
4 to 5 months.
Oh, okay.
You can do greetings in your own home, set up properly, but out on a walk, you need to work under the dog's threshold. Now, we don't do that with adult dogs or with older adolescent dogs all the time. But your goal in raising your young puppy is to work them under threshold, which just means they don't get so amped up and so worked up that you've lost them mentally because of excitement or barking issues. That you're working at enough space to where you don't need that. And if you can't in your neighborhood, stop walking in your neighborhood. Go to the park, get a 15-foot long lead. You don't have to use all of it, but start working your dog differently, more like a dog first before you're trying to get that heel closely past people, which might take a few weeks of dedicated drive to the park work.
We have a client that I did a lesson with 2 weeks ago, and I just finally got to check in with her today. She had the same issue, except the dog was picking up everything and also doing what you're mentioning as well. She backtracked for 2 weeks and just worked in her backyard to start for a few days, then side pathway along the side of her house, so it's a long, narrow strip of concrete, easy to walk and keep the dog on one side without them passing or going behind. Eventually moved on to their front yard, their driveway, and then the sidewalk in front of their house. They did that over 2 weeks. She said the focus was probably 2-3 times better than when she first did it. She still loses the dog's focus when the dogs are close enough, but she was able to maintain a much stronger focus leading up to that.
Chloe says, thanks. Sometimes it's hard when people come out of nowhere. That is true, but I have a rebuttal for you. It's not just your dog's muscle memory you're creating, it's your own. For me, I've been doing this a million years, but for me, if I come on a corner and let's say I'm looking at my puppy, engaging them, and I'm not paying attention, and then I look up and there's a person, I'm like, whoa, let's go. And I start stepping back immediately or doing a turn if I don't.
Turn in usually,
Yeah, or doing a turn if I don't know what's behind me and I don't want to fall on my butt. It's muscle memory. Like, I don't even have to think about it. So the muscle memory is just as much for you as the dog. So get out there and start practicing. Real quick. Any tips for a 16-week-old Goldendoodle puppy chasing the cats and trampling all over them? This is horrible. You did the crying face. I know you know it's horrible. Stop allowing that to happen. You need a crate rotation, a playpen rotation, and anytime your dog is outside of one of those things, they are on leash, tethered to you, and you have a treat pouch on you. Make sure your cats always have an exit, that there is a way for them to go high in every room, and
any room that the puppy's going to be in with them.
And stop letting your puppy torture them. Okay. And I know you already know that, but I just have to say that because they're definitely being tortured. Okay. Resource guarding 1-year-old mini poodle. I would love to be able to answer this, but to be perfectly honest, it would be 30 minutes and we would just scratch the surface. You got to get one-on-one help for this. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to push off your question. I'm just saying that that's so in depth and I would need to ask you so many questions, that it's really a one-on-one. You could do a consultation, like what am I trying to say? A Zoom. It wouldn't have to be in person, but it's so in depth. You got to get more in there. Yeah,
you're going to have to give a lot of information. You're going to get a lot of information.
Yep. How do you deal with, and then we're going to wrap up with this one. How do you deal with not putting a puppy on the ground outside, getting a puppy at 11 and 12 weeks old, and hang on.
What people to talk about this?
I know it's one. Okay, they didn't do the follow up, but I'm guessing it's because of the vaccine issue. So this for me, if that's what it is, I guess that's what you mean. This for me is so much about where you live. I mean, it's so important. Where I grew up, puppies were outside. They got to be dogs from the beginning, which is their main socialization.
10 years ago when I got my dog and she was a puppy, we did the same thing.
But there are areas of the city where we live where it would not be safe to do that. And everything has an element of risk, just like getting in your car and driving to work. And so we have to all mitigate that risk, right? For us personally, I'm fine with 2 rounds of boosters and just not putting them on grass that I don't know
not going
anything
to grass
about.
Frequented by other dogs that
Right.
you know a lot of dogs are peeing, pooping,
Right.
and leaving their stuff on.
But I live in an area where there's like huge concrete sections that are super clean, and I take my cot down there and I just work my puppy on place, come for 10 to 15 minutes, do some food while they observe the kids area, and then we get in our car and we go. And it's really good. But you can carry them around. You can take them in stores. You can take them to run errands with you and
We
keep
like to
them.
get the sling. If it's
Oh,
a
the
small
sling is
dog, the
good.
sling on the side is good.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be worn on the chest. Don't. That means your puppy is right against your heartbeat, and they're literally like sensing all of your emotions. Mm-hmm. You want them more on the side. It's like holding a coach purse on your elbow. It's more candid. It's more relaxed. It's not emotional.
Yeah.
It's more curiosity and exploration.
Yeah, I totally agree. So even if you don't want to kind of, curve the rules, like we mentioned, there are lots of ways to at least get your dog out. I would just let some people pet your puppy, but not everybody pet your puppy. I think that's really important.
You got to find the right people to pet your puppy.
Yeah, for me, it's so much less about socialization. I just worked with a Dalmatian that they did so much with their dog and it still became aggressive towards people. And they did so much in that early socialization
I also
period.
feel like there's so many different versions of socialization. Most people who socialize their dog don't advocate for their space.
Right.
So they're not socializing their dog. They're getting them beat the holy heck every time they play.
Yeah.
So those dogs will eventually become reactive, possibly aggressive. We have to advocate for our animals so they have a good experience in these greetings if we're even going to have them.
And what he means by that, just to be super
Sorry, was
specific.
that too blunt?
No, that was great. It's just, your dog's not on the ground where you're like, oh no, not right now, we're training. That's not the type of advocating we necessarily mean. When we say advocating through socialization where they're actually interacting, it means you really got to watch your dog. Is there this element of, okay, I guess I'm okay with this.
Oh, that was kind of a hard shoulder slam. They kind of look okay. That was when you step in.
Yeah. So it's like really look at how they feel about it. Or are they being the bully? and you need to intervene because they're scratching up someone's chest to lick their face like crazy or being a bully against another dog. Anyway, we gotta go. But just look at, those things when it comes to getting your puppy out there. It's really more about you and your puppy and exposing them to noises and sounds and sights and blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, see you.
Don't forget the blah, blah, blah.
Don't forget the blah, blah, blah. Or our online school would be a great option. Go to thepuppyacademy.com.
Online school or the blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Puppyacademy.com.
We did this one today first? That's so... Thanks for tuning into Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
We hope you found some advice that you can use to help make puppyhood a little easier.
Don't forget to join us live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time on Instagram or TikTok at The Puppy Academy.
This is where you can get a chance to ask your burning questions in real time. And if you want even more puppy guidance, visit our website at thepuppyacademy.com for info on joining our online puppy school.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving us a review.
These reviews let more people find us and supports us on our mission to help as many puppy parents as possible around the globe.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.